Since I posted a video about BYD's very shock decline in sales stock price by 30% over the last month, I've had people say, I'm confused. Why? What's going on with BYD stock? And I've been wondering the same thing myself, guys. I was baffled about this for a little while, in fact. My dad even said to me, I agree with you. I watched your video about BYD stock price and why is it so cheap? And then I saw these numbers and I thought, maybe this had something to do with it. These numbers were published within the last few weeks and have coincided with a sharp fall in BYD stock price to the point where it does seem extremely undervalued. I mean, put it this way. Tesla is worth 10 times more than BYD. I mean, I'm a big Tesla fan. You guys know that, but that doesn't make sense. So what's going on at BYD? Well, first of all, we just saw the sales numbers for BYD in Europe this year and in Germany last month. And well, yeah. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Europe. 15 million cars are sold in Europe per year. It's a huge market. I mean, there's really only 3 car markets in the world. There's Europe, 15 million. There's North America, 16 million. China, approximately 28 million. So really, those 3 markets make up more than 80% of cars sold worldwide. So that's what BYD is going after. Now, BYD can't really go after the United States because it's essentially been blocked from the US car market. The chicken tax, a 25% tax on Chinese cars sold in America, is preventing BYD from even considering America. However, Europe doesn't have that tax. And in spite of that fact, BYD are, well, they are not succeeding even remotely in Europe. This is quite disappointing to see for BYD. And you guys know I'm a big fan of the company. I sold the majority of my shares for a few reasons. You guys watching the channel know why, but I still have a little bit of BYD stock. And I honestly think it's a fantastic company. But the truth is, Europeans don't want BYD electric cars. People have been saying to me since I've made talking about BYD's sales flop in Europe, oh, just give it a few months. Just give it a few months. I'm like, how many months should we give it? I mean, is 2 years enough? Well, it's been 2 years, guys. And BYD sales in Europe are still basically nothing. I mean, put it this way. 0.05% of all cars sold in Europe this year had a BYD badge on them. If you give this some context, MG, 171,000 MG electric cars were sold in Europe over the first 10 months of this year. 6,000 BYDs were sold. I mean, that doesn't add up. I mean, MG, they're great cars, but in general, BYD, it's better at making EVs in general. It has a huge range. It kills MG in China. It just demolishes it. What's going on? Well, here are the sales numbers for Germany. Now in Germany, there's a few different models of BYD that you can currently buy. And I just saw these sales numbers and I think to myself, what's going on? I mean, we've heard rumors of stuff like this, right? Sixt, they say that they purchased EVs from Tesla for their rental fleets. They say they purchased thousands of them and they've cancelled their orders apparently because they're going to buy BYDs. Now, that was said about 12 months ago. Where are the sales? I mean, I don't understand. BYD sales in Germany in the month of November were pretty much the same as the previous month. In fact, no, they weren't. They were a really good month for BYD, and this is a good month for BYD. 350 sales. Germany is the biggest car market in Europe by a fair margin. 350. Context, MG, 1,700. Smart, 1,339. I mean, guys, I know smart cars are okay. BYD is just, they make far better cars than smart. That's just a fact. Anyway, it doesn't make sense to me. However, NIO even worse. 50 sales for NIO. Now, if you're thinking this is some sort of anomaly and I'm just trying to cherry pick a month to prove a point, well, no. January, 50 sales. February, 7. March, 7. April, 47. May, 54. June, 63. July, 404. August, amazing month. August, 2,454. September, 196. October, 226. And November, 350. What all this means is half of the cars that BYD sold in all of Europe this year were sold in Germany. But these numbers are still absolutely shocking. I mean, out of 45,000 electric cars sold in November, 45,000 in Germany. 350 were from BYD. Now, the crazy thing about that is, though, that that's an increase of 55% for BYD. And it means that their cumulative deliveries for the first 11 months of the year are 3,438. Now, what's really shocking to me is this. I owned a car made by BAIC, an electric car from China. I purchased it really cheap in an auction, and I was going to use it for battery energy storage. It didn't end up happening, but anyway, I've sold that car since, but no one knows who that brand is. In Italy, BAIC are rebranded as DR Automobiles, and 28,410 BAIC electric cars were sold in Europe this year. BYD, 6,700. It doesn't add up. All I can say is this. Whatever the case is, people are not buying BYD. If you look at the prices of BYD electric cars, they're not cheap, but they're not expensive. So these sales numbers don't appear to make sense. Is the reason BYD are not selling because people in Europe don't want to buy Chinese electric cars? It could be. I really don't know. But either way, clearly investors are concerned about these numbers. Clearly investors think that maybe BYD will never truly become a global automotive company. Maybe they'll always be China-centric. I mean, more than 90% of BYD's sales this year have been in China. And although BYD does sell electric cars now in 40 different countries worldwide, 40, in fact, I believe it's about 41 by now, clearly it hasn't really taken off. It hasn't really worked. It will, it could, it definitely could. I mean, it works really well in terms of Australia and New Zealand and Israel and Thailand. Those countries have been a huge success. But unfortunately, those car markets are very, very small on a world scale. And they don't really mean much in terms of BYD's global aspirations. This, in my opinion, is probably the biggest reason why there's concerns about BYD as a car company. Although Tesla sales haven't grown anywhere near as fast as BYD's have this year, Tesla's growth is much more balanced in terms of its global success, or its global sales in China, in America, in various different countries around the world. It's not really dependent upon one country in the way that BYD is. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on this issue. Do you think I'm right? Do you think there's some other reason that BYD's stock price has had this big fall? Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Thank you for watching.